everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to Season 4, Episode 6 of The Expanse. Alright, so I had previously mentioned that I was hoping to get back in my desk setup. As you can see, we are not there currently. Hoping now for next week. I've had some slight technological issues with my computer set up over there and everything, so I don't want to delay things too long while trying to figure that out. So for this week, we're still here in our comfy setting, which hopefully won't be too much of a problem for anybody. It's comfortable for me anyway, so hopefully you won't mind. Alright, and so we ended off last episode with another kind of cliffhanger moment where we really have no idea what that explosion, which looked like a giant nuclear explosion, was. So I'm excited to get into it and see what that was, what the ramifications are for everyone on the planet, and basically what's just going to happen next for all of our favorite characters. So, alright, Episode 6. Here we go.
You need to go back to your planet,
There's no more conversations about this. It's not going the way I hoped.
Jim, one of the islands on the other side of Ilus just exploded. Like a thermonuclear bomb.
I think there might be some kind of massive fusion reactor underneath it. The whole damn thing just blew.
Okay, that's bad.
Very bad. The first thing you're going to feel is the seismic quake from the explosion. It's moving straight through the planet, so it will reach you in like an hour.
Well, we can deal with an earthquake.
No, that's not the problem. There's a shockwave coming around the planet at the speed of sound, with a tsunami behind it.
Oh, yeah, because it was an island.
How long do we have?
The shockwave will hit in 8 to 10 hours, with winds of around 200 kilometers per hour. The tsunami will be there roughly 10 hours after that.
Jesus. That's gonna put like a third of the continent underwater. The settlement is gonna get wiped clean off the map.
I'll call you right back.
Alright, time to get out of there! Unless you all want to be underwater and drown.
East where your side is winning.
Come any closer, then you're going to get it.
This is only one way that this is going to go.
Hey, listen to me! Everyone listen to me! God damn it, listen to me!
Amos.
Got something important to say.
Amos style.
We have an emergency.
Yeah, we see the blast.
This ship too?
Uh-oh.
Restart's a no-go. That makes 4.
Huh. Looks like the Barb and the Eddie are in the same boat. All their systems check out okay, but as soon as they try to fire up the reactor, zilch.
Wait.
Great. So the physics of fusion have just stopped working.
Looks like that proto-molecule is back at it again.
So the reactor island exploded and then all of the individual ship's reactors just shut down.
Our people have been locked in day quarters by competent soldiers. They have been executed without trial.
It's not gonna be
And
happy.
now we are being ordered to evacuate. We won't stop anyone else from leaving. They can go in peace. But we will not.
We're okay. For an earthquake, it wasn't so bad.
Well, that's really good to hear, Chief.
But, that whole, come down and
At least
sweep
we can
y'all
still
up to
communicate.
safety plan that we had.
That ain't gonna happen.
Why not?
Oh, yeah!
All of the reactors are out on every ship in orbit.
They can't
The
go
fuel
get
pellets
them.
are no longer fusing.
Yeah, the old blue goo.
Might change the laws of physics on us again.
Our guess is that when that island fusion reactor blew, some system on this planet decided to keep anything similar from happening again.
What about Miller?
He's gone.
He helped us so we could bring him here. He may be done with us now.
That seems a little bit ungrateful if you ask me.
The light shuttles from the Israel and the Barb use chemical rockets, which means they'll still work.
They're small, but we can send them up and down in rotation.
Okay.
Evacuate a dozen at a time.
That's gonna be tight.
We'll make it.
Getting you all off the ground is only half the problem. The Baba Piccola is too low. And it's not rated for atmosphere.
First things first.
Not rated for atmosphere. What does that mean?
Well, when y'all first got here, the Barb, it went into a low orbit, right? To conserve fuel for the shuttle going up and down to set up the colony. That low orbit has got more atmospheric drag. Slows it down. Makes it fall.
Normally that's not a problem, because all you would have to do to maintain orbit is speed up. But the Barb's thrusters were not designed for this kind of work, and...
The drive is out. We can't speed up. So sooner or later, the Barb will fall and burn.
Dorothy's batteries will last longer, but eventually...
We all will.
Just make sure.
Part 3.
So everyone's
Worry
fucked.
about the reactors?
Just now.
So here's plan B. We should...
This is Mercury. Is there a problem with the shuttle?
We just lost contact with the chief. Stand by.
Oh, fuck, did it just burn up?
The shuttle is gone, sir. All we're picking up are high-energy particles in the vicinity.
What's going on with the moon?
Science team is on it. They think it might be melting.
Nothing else. Leave the ship until you hear otherwise from me.
Understood, Chief.
It just burned it up. Is it like the force
So
field
what's
inside
plan
the
C?
station thing in the ring?
Make the town into a reinforced shelter that can handle 200-kilometer-per-hour winds and massive flooding.
Plan C sounds like everybody dies.
We'll go to the ruins. Those structures have been here for over 1 billion years. If anything can survive what's coming, it's that.
There's no way in.
I've been inside.
What? There was no entrance.
That man inside my head opened a door and then closed it again. We'll have to make our own way in.
We have mining charges. We blast it open.
Assuming that works, you still have to seal it behind us.
We'll figure it out.
We don't have a lot of time.
We'll figure it out fast.
I mean, you kind of have to. You can't get off the planet. You have to try and hunker down with a fucking ocean tidal wave coming. So is that what it is, basically? It's like the same thing as the ring station, sort of like a variation of the inside the ring, where it's destroying things it considers to be a threat, and it's considering pretty much anything in motion a threat. Why does she keep touching her eye?
Oh, that's not good.
What is that? Oh no. Alright, so I have this thing about eye stuff. Eye stuff really freaks me out. I can't touch my eyeball. I can't stand to see anyone else touch their eyeballs or anything involving eyeballs, and I have a feeling this is gonna be bad.
To shun the gates of hell when you sail, as most wickedly I did.
Are you sure it's safe down there?
Nope.
Amos. Aw.
What was that for?
In case.
Oh, she really likes him. god. Holden. It's always him, right? Alright. Well, that was episode 6. I don't know if that at the end was supposed to make us think that maybe it didn't, like, they didn't fully close it because of, they didn't, like, I don't know, they still showed a lot of the water coming in, but I'm assuming that, I think it's, they definitely got it closed. It's just supposed to, it was an extremely close call, for Holden in particular, but for everyone. And like I said, of course, it's always Holden that is out there at the very last second, on the verge of potentially not making it, trying to save everybody else. So, what do you expect? But, alright, so, I feel like this episode, and, you know, this makes sense for kind of like a mid-season episode, was more of like a setup situation. So they're going back to all of our different places that we've been to, our different settings with our various characters, and setting up what's going to be kind of like a main serious situation for them. I don't know if for the entire rest of the season, but at least for the foreseeable future going forward. So, we find out that this explosion, it's similar to a reactor exploding. A island completely blows up, and almost immediately after that, you have a situation where the reactors on all of the ships in orbit shut down and stop working. So, on the planet, there's about to be a major environmental crisis. There's going to be an earthquake, a shockwave, and then a tsunami, basically. As a consequence, it's going to wipe everything out, and the people need to get out of there, but they can't because there's no way to actually transport them because the ships are all, you know, malfunctioning because the reactors aren't working, and they try to send the shuttle down, and it seems like it just burns up, which, again, I'm assuming is like a defense mechanism similar to what we saw with the ring situation. But I could be wrong, but that's my guess. So, that's basically where we are. The people on the surface have to figure out somewhere to hunker down for however long this lasts, and until the ships in orbit can figure out what's going on and kind of figure out a way to get them out of there or do something. And what they end up having to do is basically fortifying themselves inside the structure. So I'm curious if maybe we'll see more of a Miller resurgence when they're inside there, or if they'll find out anything new in relevance to the protomolecule or the technology, because they'll all basically be stuck in there together. So that's where they are situated, and it's also now you have the Belters and the colonists and the Earther security crew, who already were not in a good place with each other, were fighting and actually killing each other, taking each other hostage, are now all having to basically work together to survive and live in these closed quarters, confined space. So, oh, and on top of that, we have whatever the hell the I thing is that I don't want to think about going on. So that is all going on the surface. And so this episode was laying the groundwork for that to set us up. That's what we're going to have to deal with going forward. Meanwhile, in orbit on all of the ships, they're dealing with the reactors not functioning and what Naomi and Alex were talking about, which is that if they don't get up and functioning pretty soon, basically all the ships, the Rossi later than others, but all of them eventually will be at risk of just falling down into atmosphere and burning up like the shuttle did. So they have to figure out a way to prevent that from happening and try to get the reactors up and running, and also, you know, not just save themselves and stop that from happening, but save their people on the planet who are now stuck down there in this circumstance with very little supplies and whatever else is going to happen on the surface of the planet. So that's our setup for In Orbit with Naomi and Alex and everybody. And then we've set up Bobby's situation also, where she's fully kind of in with her little black market group. She seems to be integrating well. She actually seems to kind of be enjoying herself, much to her chagrin, because she's doing things that are more action-oriented and back in where she used to be. She's obviously making money, so she's able to do things like buy fancy rooms and drinks, and so she's in a much different place than she was before, as a consequence, though, of basically going against everything that she had stood for. So that's where she is, and also we know that she's in a place where she's kind of caught up in whatever the hell is going on between the OPA members and the Martian black market people, which ties us into the other thing that was set up this episode, which is more going down with Marco and Drummer and Ashford basically saying, okay, we gotta track him down and we gotta take him out now, because everything that happened with the Sojourner, going to Earth, that whole debacle, potential terrorist act, now the UN no longer trusts us. I mean, they never really did to begin with, but they have an excuse to come in here and say, we can't trust you, so now we're going to stay put, and, you know, the armistice is on very shaky ground, and we might just take over Medina Station altogether. So Drummer and Ashford basically are fucked if they don't go out and find Marco and either hand him over or kill him or do something to demonstrate that they still are on board with the armistice and that they didn't have anything to do with whatever this situation is. So it seems like both Bobby and our lovely Belters are on a collision course situation that leads them into whatever this scheme behind the scenes with some Martians and some OPA members is going on, and that is what's all being set up there with those characters. So a lot of interesting stuff. I like I said, this was mostly kind of a setup episode, which you kind of need in the middle of the season. You usually have them at the beginning and then again at the middle, and getting us ready for whatever is coming next. And it seems like there's a lot of interesting stuff with hazardous situations yet to come. I guess I don't have as much to talk about at this particular point as I have in some episodes, you know, because like I said, this was a lot of groundwork sort of situation. But I'm really curious to see, especially on the surface of the planet, inside the structure, see what the hell is going to go on there. Like I said, are we going to see more of a Miller appearance? Are we going to find anything else out? Because now they're actually going to be confined within this space with this technology, and we know that some of the tech on the planet is just straight up turning on. You know, the door kind of opened again, so who knows what's going to happen. And meanwhile, they're all in conflict, but stuck there together and with the gross stuff. So I guess that's the one that I'm most kind of curious and also anxious about. But the whole thing, it seems like it set up a lot of interesting stuff to come. So, all right, I think I will wrap this video up here, and I'll just say thank you very much for joining me today. And again, hopefully next time I'll be back at the desk if my computer and everything works out, crossing fingers. So thank you very much for joining me, everybody, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.